What's up, y'all? It's your boy Broadway, and we are back with some more Modern Warfare 3. And today we got some hard point on checkout. I think the only reason I wanted to pick this gameplay was because I don't think there's that much smart decision making, but um, I just really wanted to show you guys that I'm all about objective, and I think it is possible to play objective and while also, you know, keeping your KD somewhat positive. But yeah. So hopefully you guys find this gameplay enjoyable. But today I really wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a little bit and something I've been struggling with and just kind of wanted to see where you guys sat with it. And that is consumerism versus producerism. I don't even know if that's a word, but being a consumer versus a producer. And if you were struggling, just trying to rewire your brain to go from being more of a consumer to a producer, then I guess kind of just giving my breakdown of how I went about it, and hopefully that can help you guys because these days it's so just the world we live in with social media, the digital landscape. FOMO is seemingly worse than ever. And for the uninitiated, that just means the fear of missing out. Um, Impulse buying, I suffered for that for a long time. I'm 29 years old. I I can say the vast majority of the early parts of my 20s were somewhat wasted on bad decisions. And I think I've heard it from I think it's reaction therapy, but he says life is a series of choices. So if you want your life to change and be better, then start making better choices. And I believe that to the fullest extent. And that pretty much segues perfectly into the topic of going from being a consumer to a producer. And, that really means I don't, I use the term producer loosely, as in just something that whatever it is you do in regards to your passion, you could be a writer, a painter, a gamer like me who's trying to get into content creation, or a musician, a rapper. I also do that. I produce and rap. I'm a poet. I love doing things like that. And you know, I think one thing we all suffer with these days is being addicted to your phone and screen time. And if you hear me say that and that halfway triggers you and you say, I'm definitely not addicted to my phone, um, I would just say, unless you're already doing this, then ignore this. But the test I gave myself was just putting your phone away in your nightstand, um, and just trying to be without it for the majority of the day. Make sure that everything in your life, if you got a family like I do, make sure everything's right on everybody's end. So you don't want some emergency to go down and you're sitting here trying to rewire your brain and get off the phone and something bad happens because of that. So make sure everything around you is good and then just put the phone away. And if you feel yourself checking your pocket or looking around, like checking maybe beside you, maybe you usually set your phone on the table or on your couch when you're gaming or watching TV. And if you just see yourself checking, looking for your phone, you are addicted. And I can tell you you're addicted if the first thing you wake up in the morning, if if the first thing you do is get on the phone, and I don't even mean business wise, like, the first thing you do is get on the phone and you check your email. I don't mean that. I mean like the first thing you do, like you fell asleep doom scrolling on Instagram, and then you wake up doom scrolling on Instagram. You know, that's something you got to get right, man. And it took me a while to do that. And that's just trying to start the prerogative and having a consistent schedule and routine day to day. And that's for me, that was waking up and doing stretching, some type of maybe like a meditation practice for at least half an hour, stretch the body out, drink water, I don't even necessarily eat first thing in the morning, but just keeping away from the phone and letting your thoughts be your thoughts for the first 30 minutes, it may be an hour, honestly. And I'm not saying that's going to take time. Like the one thing that's harder to work on than anything is yourself and making a valiant change. And especially when it comes to things like addiction, whether it be you're addicted to drugs, social media, hell, even video games. I've been that way. I used to game for 8 to 10 hours a day, and now I was able to break away from that, and we're back here. And so, just I know you're probably thinking like, how the hell is this? This all revolves around like consumerism and producerism because it all just comes to having a lack of discipline and needing to develop a routine and actually place time. And like, if you want to be on Instagram, that's fine, but you have to segment that. And what's the word? Carpentalize. I think that's the word I'm getting right. You just need to learn how to organize time better. So I wake up, stretch, drink water, maybe a smoothie. Don't really have any solid foods until maybe like 10 or 11, and then if I can, especially right now it's summertime, so my son isn't in school. I'll just get right to work on capturing some B-roll for some commentary, or for I'll work on scripts for analysis videos. When it comes to these types of commentaries, it's just going to be shooting from the hip, uh, pun intended. But yeah, I try to just focus time in the morning, especially while he's asleep or when he is in school. You got a son, they go to school from 7 to 2 in the afternoon, then that's perfect time to either have, your regular job, get that work done, or if you have that space free, then use, and especially for me, I had to use all that time to be productive, whether that's producing music, writing lyrics, writing scripts for breakdown videos, so on and so forth. And honestly, just playing the game. Um, I just, I rolled my eyes again looking at that dude fucking throw a throwing knife at me. But that's really rounding out how I got better though, was just building out a routine, having things set up in the morning, and honestly just eating better. I smoke marijuana, the Mary Jane, you know, and I'm a caretaker for my mom, and she smokes like a damn freight train. Like when she can smoke, she will. She lives like we got it when we really ain't got it like that. And I've had to take a step back. I've had to not smoke with her and just smoke like once or twice a day to bring my tolerance down. And just because of the fact that I was waking up groggy every single morning, not wanting to get out of bed. And that would affect my productiveness because I would just lay there. Sometimes I wouldn't even want to get up and like drive for Uber. And that's like the worst part, when you have to do something. You either have to be working in the moment financially to make sure you're taken care of, or if you are taken care of in that moment, then you need to work on your passions, because that's one thing that always gets me down, is if I'm not working, making money, and then on top of that, I wasn't even using my time productively to be creative and get content creation and music up off the ground. That's when I feel the worst. And so I just say every day you have to put the time in to something, whether you're, if I mean, me, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm interested in a lot of things. My main thing is music and content creation, but you have to really pick something and solely find some foundation and get yourself grounded in that. And like I said, it could be music production, painting, writing. You just have to find time. And there's actually something on your iPhone, and probably it's probably on Android too. But your phone should have in the settings like a graph showing how much time is being put into social media, creative things. It should have it all broken down, and the hours, the amount of time you've spent on that day, and it segments it for you. And so I remember I looked at it one time and saw that I had spent hours on YouTube. like hours. I love long form content, putting on podcasts and just hearing people talk like I'm talking right now. And it would be 5 to 6 hours. And I would just say, I would look at things like that and start putting that time into your passion. So, like me, if you look at that graph and you see that you spend 6 to 8 hours on YouTube a day, cut that in half and spend 4 hours producing your own content for YouTube if that's what you want to do. Or that 4 hours, spend it writing, painting, doing music, whatever it is. You just start segmenting, step away from YouTube. I love YouTube, man. I love watching all my favorite content creators and getting inspired by them to try new things. But you have to remove yourself to focus on yourself. That's the only way you're going to make progress. You're not going to make progress by just sitting there and watching your favorite content creators over and over again. And yeah, I hope you guys take that and run with it. It's advice. I don't think I said any bad advice, and I ain't no Hodge twins advice over here, unlicensed. But it's professional. So I hope you guys take that and carry it with you. Try it. Just like wake up in the morning, don't get on the phone immediately. Look at the graph. Um, and you don't even have to make that big of a change. Like, just remove it by 30 minutes, remove it by an hour, and increase the time you remove from watching YouTube each day and put that into being productive. Um, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. We got that hard point out, the ass barely. Uh, it's been your boy Broadway. I hope you guys be safe, keep pace, and have faith out there. You'll get another commentary tomorrow, maybe a second one today, who knows? I don't know what the next one will be about. If you guys want tips and tricks, let me know. And yeah, I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.